My name is Dean Sharkey, and I will be your judge for this round. And on the government, we have Group 131 with Christopher Harris as the first speaker. And we have Ahmad Amshar Khan, this is Sarkis Khan for the second speaker. And we have Muhammad Rizqullah, Rizqullah bin Jamaini for the government. And for opposition, we have Group 116, consisting of Amanda Lee as the leader of opposition. And we have Ian Lau King Iman for as the deputy leader of opposition. And also Kim Taeyon for as and on the motion, this house will protect our national car Bhutan by banning the import of foreign cars. I would like to invite the Prime Minister to open the debate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. A very good evening I bid to the honorable judges, besides timekeepers, my worthy opponents, and the members of the score. Now, we as the government team highly agree on the motion for today's debate, which is this House to protect our national car product by banning the import of foreign cars. Now, before I move on, I would like to state my team split. Now, I, as the first speaker, will give out 1 point, which is national cars like Proton are more convenient. While my second speaker will give out 2 points, which are to support our country's economy and to promote the spirit of patriotism and, of course, rebut on the opposition team. While my third speaker will rebut on the opposition team and summarize our team's case. Now, let me start with my first point. National cars like Proton are more convenient. Now, as we all know, national cars like Proton are a lot more cheaper rather than buying foreign cars, which cost more. Now, Mr. Speaker, even though certain foreign cars have a better quality compared to our national cars, such as having more attractive features or devices in it, but think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Think about all the spare parts in it. Think about all the troublesome spare parts in foreign cars. Unlike our national car, it is way more easier to find and buy the spare parts for our national car, and taking too much time to find imported spare parts is absolutely inconvenient. Therefore, why do we even need to spend so much time and money finding the imported spare parts when we can save more time and save more money buying the national car spare parts? National car spare parts everywhere around here, everywhere around Malaysia. And by doing so, this will lead to our stance for today's debate, which is to improve our nation's local car industry. So what have I stated today? I have stated out that national cars like Proton are more convenient. And now, before I end my speech, I would like to re-emphasize that we, the government team, would highly propose on the motion for today's debate. And with that, I rest my case.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Now let's call upon the leader of opposition to open up the case for the opposition area.
Good evening, Honorable Judge and my fellow debaters. I am the first speaker of the opposition team. And I would like to state my points for the motion. This House wants to protect our national car Proton by banning the import of foreign cars. We strongly disagree. First, I would like to rebut to the government, to the Prime Minister from the government team. Parts are normally imported from other countries, and they're normally assembled in the other countries. The car itself is only shipped to Malaysia. Now I'd like to continue with my points. Yes, proton is our national car, and yes, we should protect it. But by banning the import of foreign cars, it would not make the proton more popular and may even worsen the situation. You're forcing people to do what they don't want to do. You're forcing them to buy proton, not any other car they want. They don't have any freedom. There are other ways to protect proton instead of banning foreign cars. You try advertise proton or make it more popular with the Malaysian people. My second point is that buying imported cars are also very good in a way that it can help improve the Malaysia's economy, because a lot of government tax is put onto the cars, which help them earn more money. It's the same situation as 6% GST that has been raised recently. I'd like to summarize saying that you don't only have to do it in one way, you can do it in other ways. This I rest the case.
Yeah. Thank you for opposition for bringing up the case of Sarawak. Now that in the case of Sarawak government, I would like to invite the Prime Minister to give up a speech.
A very good morning, I bring to the honorable educator, precise timekeeper, worthy opponents, and members of this board. The motion for the debate today is this house will protect our national car problem by banning the import of foreign car. We from the government team highly agree with the motion. So I would like to firstly to state my stance. Okay. Our stance is to improve our nation's local car industry. So moving on with my rebuttals. So, first speaker from the opposition team, you stated that local parts of cars are from other countries, but actually, parts from local car are made locally, so they can be found at many shops, many car workshops. Okay. Secondly, we didn't even force them. Instead, we are encouraging them to buy the national products. And lastly, your second point is supporting us. It is not even supporting the quality. Are you trying to support us? Okay. Moving on to my first substantive, which is to support our country's economy. Okay. Buyers tend to buy local car instead of imported ones because they are cheaper than other cars, like what my first speaker stated just now. People in rural areas or poor can feel how to drive a car as they can afford the car, which are cheap. Next, the money that is received from the buying, that is received by proton when people buy their products, will help improve our country's economy and prevent future crises from happening. This is a good thing. We should support it. Other than that, people from other countries will tend to buy it when they see the demand of the car is high. They can see that people are using it, people often using it. So they will try to see whether this car is good or not. So with this, it can also classify our industry, our car industry, as world class. Moving on to my second substantive, which is spirit to promote the spirit of patriotism. We should support all of our country's effort to stand among the world class. Besides, these cars are trustable, such as Proton Suprema S, which is cheap and at the same time had been graded 5-star in terms of security. This is good. Even our own country can produce 5-star security car. Think of it, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we should be grateful because we can stand here today because of Malaysia. If we want to take part in improving Malaysia, then the easiest way is to support its products, example cars, which are useful to us. Okay, it wouldn't be a waste for Proton to create more improved and modern car to be sold in the society, because they already know that people will support them. If we support them, so our country economy will stay in a good stability. In conclusion, if you love your country, prove it by supporting its product. So, before I raise my case, support government, support Malaysia. With that, I thank you.
Continue with the case from position or like directly the opposition to okay.
Good morning, fellow judges and debaters. The motion for today is this House wants to protect our national cars protocol by banning the import of foreign cars. And we strongly disagree with that. Let me first rebut the government side speech. Like you said just now, it's easier to find parts of proton cars in Malaysia. Yes, but can't the government just manufacture or import car parts from other companies to here instead? And just now you said proton cars are very cheap. Well, some foreign cars are even cheaper than proton. And that is all my rebut, and here's my first point. It's actually better to have a variety of cars instead of only buying proton. It's not like we're protesting against proton. It's not like we're not buying any proton cars, and we're not only buying imported cars. So it doesn't mean that you can ban international cars just because of that, and it's unnecessary to ban. Okay, my second point is, no offense, but Proton is not a very, very developed company of cars and does not actually have many models as well. As you can see, that makes everyone have to buy the exact same car. And would you imagine everyone in the streets, wherever you go, see Proton, Proton, Proton everywhere, cars everywhere, Proton. And that I end my speech.
Yeah. To respond to case numbers by opposition and also summarize case numbers by government, I would like to invite the government to present this case. Yeah.
Good morning, I believe to the honorable educator, precise timekeeper, both your opponents and my fellow comrades. Okay, I, as the third speaker of the government bench, will rebut about the statement that has been stated by the opposition bench, and then I will summarize all of my comrades' statement. Okay, first of all, I will start rebutting the first speaker's statement. Okay. You stated that your second point actually supporting us very much, just like my second speaker stated that. So if we buy Proton's car, it can improve our country economics, and our Proton can expand bigger to international levels. Okay. So the second speaker of the opposition bench. You stated that government need to import spare parts from other countries. So that means that we doesn't need to rely on our own industry. So it doesn't really give much benefits to our country because importing doesn't give much benefits and doesn't give any more money to us, and then it doesn't increase much economics to the company. And then we also stated that it should be boring if we see proton everywhere. And doesn't it mean that we are Malaysian? Oh, proton, I'm proud to be Malaysian. Okay, now I will continue my speech with summarizing my friends, my comrades' statement. Okay. The point of the first speaker of the government bench is national car, which is proton, is more convenient. Yes, it is true because as usually foreign car are very attractive, as you always see, and it's also attracted thieves rather than seeing the proton car. For example, a thief can by walking around the road with many cars, and then he sees, wow, Proton Saga, and then he sees Ferrari, interesting. So he takes the benefit and wanted to steal the Ferrari instead of Proton. Okay. The second speaker of the government bench also stated that his first point is to support our country economies. Okay, buying our country product, it can increase the economic scale of Proton company, so that Proton can make new models that can surpass other branded cars from other countries. For example, Proton Exora. In 2010, Proton Exora has joined the Royal Automobile Club in the United Kingdom and had won the Future Car Challenge and surpassed other branded car models such as Toyota from Japan, Volkswagen from Germany, and General Motors from US. This means that Proton cars are much better than other cars from the other country. Okay, the last point of my second speaker from the government bench stated that it can promote the spirit of patriotism. Yes, it is true because it can show that you are Malaysian. Some Malaysian might say this, hey, I have a Ferrari, it's Italian, and so these words that you hear doesn't show that you are Malaysian, and some people might be hurt by this statement. And some people might live in the foreign countries just because they wanted to use their car, not Proton, which is our car company that we are always proud of. Okay, so this leads us to our stance today, which is to improve our nation's local car industry. With that, I raise my case. Thank you.
To close the debate, I would like to call on the officer to speech.
Good afternoon to everybody who's on this floor debate right now. And today, my opposition side's object is that banning imported cars in Malaysia is not to be agreed with. But before that, I would like to rebut to all of the government cases first. Just now, the Prime Minister said that they are more convenient and it is wasting time and money to buy foreign cars. But as our Deputy Prime Minister kind of supported our case by saying that there are workshops in Kuching, right, and Malaysia. So is it still wasting time that you are buying imported cars? When you're buying Proton, you still go to the workshop, right? When you buy imported cars like Volkswagen, you still go there to buy. And it is true that imported cars are more expensive than the national car Proton. But people who can afford it buy it. It's not like if we allow imported cars in Malaysia, the government is asking everybody to buy imported cars. We have a choice. Moving on to the Deputy Prime Minister's speech just now. it can be found very common. So does it still waste time? It's a little bit like the one just now. And the demand is high, right? Saying that the demand is high, so everybody from other countries also want to buy it. But if the government of the country ban imported cars, everybody will naturally have to buy it, right? They'll be forced to buy it. So is the demand really a demand that everybody wants to buy? That's not very honest, is it? So everybody will think that, okay, this car brand is really popular, I want to buy it, but actually it's not the case. They have no choice, so they buy it. And there, of course, we can buy Proton, and it is kind of supporting Proton, but that is not the only way we can support Proton. We can either advertise, we can make it cheaper, or make another model which is more convenient, things like that. It's not like banning imported cars can actually support, is the only way to support Proton. And kind of the Deputy Prime Minister supported our case by saying that it is improving economy, right? But our leader wasn't saying that buying Proton is helping economics. We were saying that buying foreign cars were helping economics in Malaysia, so there's a high government tax on it. So I think there was a little bit of misunderstanding there. And okay, Malaysians. Of course, Malaysians are proud if they are buying Proton, but does it mean that because you're Malaysian, you buy Malaysian car only? You're USA, so you buy American cars only? You're German, so you buy German cars only? There will be a huge problem of racial things around the world, which can cause a bigger problem. And it does make you proud when you see Proton everywhere. But are the people buying Proton because they want to? Are they buying Proton because they really want to? They are buying Proton because they're forced to. That's not right. And then you said that you see a Volkswagen, I can't remember the car brands, but you see a good car here and you see Proton here, and the people would steal that good car. So does it mean that Proton will never get stolen? I am kind of sure that if there are no other foreign cars in Malaysia, Proton will also become stolen. Just because it's Proton, do you think people will not steal it? And I believe that when people steal it, they steal it because they cannot afford to buy one. And my last report, they said the Proton Exora actually won the royal thing, but just because they won that doesn't mean it's the best car. And it does prove that it's good, but doesn't mean that it's good so we all buy it. I kind of don't disagree to that either. And now without further ado, I will summarize my objectives from my opposition side. Right. It is better to have a choice of cars. You can buy Proton. We are not saying that you buy Proton only. I mean, you buy imported cars only. You buy imported cars, but also Proton at the same time. And yes, we should protect Proton. We should make Proton our national car, but it's not the only reason to be popular, right? Okay, I'll strongly disagree that the government should ban imported cars, and with that I'll end my speech. Thank you.
We need to take house for shake hands and then we outside.
Right.
We'll be coming back.